All right, welcome back to Cricket for Americans. Nick here.
Nick there. Gabe here. What up, cousin?
And I am super excited for RCB versus KKR. This is going to be a slogfest. I'm going to call it right now. Big scoring and a lot of wickets. It's going to be a whole lot of everything. Huge match yesterday. I thought CSK had their goose cooked a few times. They were able to pull it out. They are in the finals. Congratulations, Gabe. I'm mad about it, but I can be magnanimous about it, whatever that word is. Congratulations. I need RCB to win today.
Very interesting. RCB won the toss and opted to bat. Now, this is Sharjah, and we know that pitch gets deteriorated, and in the second innings, it's hard to score. So usually you want to chase in the bye, but here's Sharjah. You're going to want to go ahead and bat first. So, it looks like the cricket gods are with RCB right now. They were RCB. They won the toss. A few changes on each side. But, Nick, I'm excited for this match, bro, because it's KKR versus RCB. Both our mistresses, you know what I'm saying? Oh, nothing better.
How many guys you got going today?
Ooh, I made some changes, cousin. I got, let me see. I added four guys. So I got I was trying to think too in terms of what won't you do. Now you already knew who my captain was. All right, spoiler alert, those that you guys that didn't
Captain
catch our 3 wickets.
Maxwell?
Our captain is Glenn Maxwell, baby, the big show. Went with Maxie. I also got Virat Kohli in there. I took Iyer. I can never say his first name. Vikatesh Iyer, and of course the purple people leader Patel.
I did clean slate, baby. Clean slate.
Oh, he threw everybody in there. I mean, you already
got me nervous because I emailed the people a few days ago. I said, "Listen, can I use my boosters in the playoffs?" Not thinking they would. They reply back to me. They reply back to me. They say, "Yes, you can." The very first day, I know I couldn't use it the first day because we had unlimited transfers, but it said there, like in the text, like you can't use it for this thing, or that thing. One of the things said no playoffs, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Because I asked these people, but it was there, and so I got 6 RCBians and 5 KKRians.
Oh man!
And I got Glenn Maxwell as my vice. I just couldn't pull the trigger on captain.
How dare you?
I got him as my vice because he's been doing so good. Is he really gonna put another half century? I hope he does. And then as my captain, I got Iyer because I just can't stop. I can't quit him. He gets the wickets. He gets the runs. And I hope he doesn't do it today against RCB. I really do. But someone's going to do it. Someone's going to score some runs. So I'd rather it be him.
And I thought about, going with a bowling heavy lineup, especially here in Sharjah. But I was like, man, I don't know if it's going to be Varun Chakravarti. Of course, I went with Purple People Eater because he's going to clean up those wickets at the bottom of KKR's lineup. That it gets weak, brother. It gets weak after about 7 for KKR. And I think Purple People Leader today is going to pass. He's going to pass my boy Dwayne Bravo's record. I'm calling 3 wickets for him.
Mavi is dot city right now. He's only getting up 1 single this over. It's not how you want to start as RCB. Only get 1 run in the second over. At least they haven't lost a wicket yet.
Beautiful.
And there's a nice shot.
Cover drive.
Nice shot. Yep.
And I almost went with Purple People Leader as I'm calling 3 wickets, but I just had a gut feeling if KKR loses this game, it's on the shoulders of Kohli, bro, because I think that he's just got to step up. And, he's stepping down as captain after this season. So 2 captains that might be on their way out, Virat Kohli and MS Dhoni. I think these games mean a lot to them. So I went with the emotional side of it. Sometimes I know that doesn't necessarily make sense, but sometimes you got to go with your gut. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Everybody in the chat, what's up, Han? Turning Point, Jay, Renil, the Dr. Phil, Andy, 1960.
Oh, no ball alert. Free hit coming up.
Oh, no. No full stream today, guys. Unfortunately, we've got parent-teacher conferences. So that is and Kohli, was that Kohli? Kohli is in some kind of form. The guy's like, listen, this is my shot. I told Nick
a boundary. Yeah, that was just a 4, not a 6. It was really close. But man, 1 run in that over All of a sudden, 9 runs because of the extra right there, the no ball. Love it.
You know what, man? Like I said, I want KKR to win. I really do. But I just... There is such a thing as destiny, guys. There's such a thing as fate, okay? I can't explain it. You know, you see things happen often. And Nick, you probably made the best argument for it. You know, he's like, should the Giants have been an undefeated Patriots squad? No. I think, and by the way, I think the season they weren't 10-6. I think that was the 8-8 season. The Giants actually won a Super Bowl.
Trust me, I love
that was a 10-6 season because they had a Super Bowl in an 8-8 season, guys. 8-8 season.
I think they were 9-7, but yeah, it was crazy.
You just got to get hot at the right time, guys. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I think that KKR has the advantage of having played here just one game ago, right? They were already here at Sharjah, so they understand the grounds and they understand how to bowl here. And we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
No, absolutely, Kamlesh. That's what I meant. If I said it wrong, I apologize. That's what I meant. Just 1 run on the no ball. If you think about it, 4 extra runs because of the no ball was thrown, but 1 run because of the actual no ball itself. Nick looks like she should call it. Should call it sick. I'm telling you, man, I was thinking about it hardcore, but right now it's just an allergy thing. It's not anything else. I don't have a fever. I don't have a headache or anything like that. So it's, as teachers, Gabe knows this. It's so much work. It's so much work, and it's so hard to take a day. And I'm not afraid to take one if I need to, but unfortunately today, it's not that kind of serious. It just sounds all nasally. But,
so Han asked,
excited for this match.
Sorry about that. Answer the question, Gabe. We need your wisdom. I think he means this question here. And actually, but Dev, I was gonna give you some love because I read your message on R3 Wickets last night. It says, Gabe, just because Boomer does, this is exactly what I was gonna talk about. Just because Boomer has a bad game doesn't mean that Rohit would give the last over to Narine. Rabada is a specialist. Pant should have trusted him for the last over. And as bad as as bad as Rabada has been, I understand that for this reason and this reason only. And if you read back, I sent you back a message on there. But Dev, what do you do now? You just told Rabada, I don't trust you. I'd rather go with Tom Curran, who we never put in here. So now you're forced to play Tom Curran.
And how'd that work out? How'd that work out, everybody? I don't care about the 3 wickets. Who gave up the bag yesterday?
He said he gave up the bag. So that, I think, was the best argument to counter my point, that I think that Pant was right, because now you have to stick with Tom Curran. Because if you don't stick with Tom Curran, you're in trouble, because you already told Rabada you don't trust him in the depth. So great argument there. Great argument there.
Get RCB in the chat, everyone. RCB it up in the chat. Everyone with the RCB. Let's do it. Ooh, quick run there. Quick run. Nope, he's good to go. RCB it up in the chat.
Yeah, Tom Curran brought RCB back into the game. And not RCB, sorry. Brought DC back into the game with those 3 wickets. Because it was over before that.
He giveth and he taketh away. Okay? You guys, if you want to be on that Tom Curran train, enjoy it. Enjoy that Tom Curran train, because they had the game. They had it. They had the score. They had CSK on the ropes. Tom Curran got some wickets from catches. He got some wickets, and he gave up boundary after boundary after boundary after boundary. So you can ride that train all you want, but it's going to loser town right now.
I found your question, Han. Gabe, if DC gets another shot at CSK, what should they do differently? All right, I think that what DC needs to do is, first and foremost, I think the biggest issue DC has right now is you saw Pant have to go with 6 bowlers, basically. All right, that's telling you that they don't trust Rabada. And Avish Khan has absolutely, nobody wants to talk about Avish Khan getting pumped in the last 2 games. Also, 46 yesterday, I think it was, or 44 yesterday. And then he got pumped. I forgot what he got pumped for against RCB, but Avish Khan gave up the bag against Nick's RCB. Who was it? Bharat that went yard on him? Give me those 6 runs for the win.
Go. Score. Get 2 runs off that.
So
Dr. Vathi, very inexpensive in the power play. Jeez Louise. Only 1 they got.
Good thing I didn't go with him.
Gracious.
So if DC does not get Marcus Stoinis back, which I haven't heard anything about him being fit to play, I think that they've got to pick their 5 bowlers and they got to live and die with it. So if that means Tom Curran's in, Robbie Ashwin is out. Okay, look at all the options he had and how many guys only bowled 2 overs yesterday and 3 overs. And then it left him hamstrung and it put him in a position where he had to put Axar Patel in at 4. I thought that was the biggest mistake. I hate to say it, but they need smudge. What do you think, Nick?
There was a lot of mistakes. And I said it yesterday in the chat or on the stream. I can't remember that Pont was not doing a good captaincy job. And I stick to it. When you are in the playoffs, when you have a game as close as you have right there, you have to, nice shot there, boundary. You have to make the right decision. You cannot make the bad decision, the wrong decision. And there was a few wrong decisions by Pont yesterday. There was a few great decisions by MS Dhoni. Listen, for anyone that's paying attention to the NFL, I don't know what's happening right now, but my Chargers are a really good team. And they have won some close games that they normally would have lost. It's all about those few decisions. And the biggest thing for the Chargers is they're going for it on 4th down, and they're calling the right call. They're prepared, and they're making it happen. They won a game yesterday they had no business winning. And so that is the difference when it comes to the playoffs. Those few decisions. Pont made wrong decisions in those few decisions. And whether it's Tom Curran hate or not, nothing to do with it. He got a wicket in the first ball of the 20th over. That was fantastic. And then he gave up the bag. 13 runs or something like that they needed to chase. They chased it with balls to spare. And yes, MS Dhoni has done that time after time after time. You've got to understand what MS Dhoni is going to do. He's been doing it for 35 years, for crying out loud. You don't have any video on it. You've got to make a different decision. You've got to have a plan. You've got to have a plan because you know CSK is going to chase.
You know what's interesting there, Nick? A wicket, I only think 1 wicket fell in the opening over, right? And until that point, CSK was rolling. Then you jinxed. You used that reverse jinx. And I promise you, the minute you got off, bro, wicket started falling. Tom Curran was, but it wasn't enough.
But it wasn't enough.
But what I'm saying is, I could see Pant not having the experience and getting emotional, saying, "Oh wow, this guy's hot today. He's the hot hand. I'm gonna go with him." Because of that, you know what I mean? Because literally, if Pant doesn't come in there, nobody else is taking wickets. Rabada certainly wasn't. So I think that from that perspective, Pant's thinking was, this guy even brought us back into the game. Maybe he could bring us home for us. It was the wrong call, and I understand somebody else saying the problem is also that because he attacks with the slow ball, that's actually what Dhoni can handle. Dhoni struggles against spin. If anything, they should have thrown in Axar Patel. But I think they need to put in Steve Smith. They need another batter. You can't basically throw out a lineup with only 4 or 5 batsmen. You can't do it. You just can't do it.
Listen, did you need wickets in that last over, or did you need a low economy? Okay? And from what we've seen time and time again in the IPL, and in the BBL, Tom Curran can get those wickets. He was the leading wicket taker a few years ago for Sydney Sixers. He was the MVP. But he's going to give up some runs. He's going to give up some runs for sure. And you need someone who has the ability to throw those wides and get it really, really close and this or that. You got to do something. You can't serve it up. Nice boundary there. This over's going really well against Ferguson in the death. I really like how Owen Morgan is setting up his bowling lineup here in the power play. I want to say, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say it's been a different bowler each time. Mavi may have gone twice, but he's got a nice array of bowlers he can use. And RCB is surviving it. And the biggest thing is they haven't lost a wicket yet. I hope I did not jinx them right there because this is what you need. You need a strong partnership. You need a high strike rate. You got to score as much as you can because this is the playoffs. KKR is going to fight for their lives. You've got to increase that run rate. I'm not trying to make a joke here. I'm serious. You've got to score runs. Nice little cheeky shot there in between the fielders. They're going to get at least 2, and you get 12 on that over.
Jeez,
19.
Bro, this is Loki Ferguson getting pumped. Future RCB Future RCB and by the way, not RCB future CSK because I think that Loki Ferguson is not going to be retained if Paddy Cummings is retained by KKR. And he's shown that he's not a backup. He's shown he belongs on any squad.
Cricket and Bollywood says Malinga's worst bowling figure in knockout matches came in IPL 2019 final when he gave up 42 runs in just 3 overs. but Sharma believed in him to defend 8 runs in the last over, and he did it. You got to go with the test of time. You got to. And I'm not trying to trash Tom Curran. He was the bowler of the match yesterday. He really was with those wickets. And he had a low economy rate overall. But that's the guy you're gonna that's the horse you're gonna ride. That's the horse you're gonna ride to the finals. I just think it was a mistake, but they have another chance. They're going to the semis, obviously. We got Dr. Jihan with the super chat. Thank you so much, Dr. Jihan. He says, how are the emotions towards the end of yesterday's game, Gabe? Nick looking forward to an RCB loss today. Oh, wow. Wow. Dr. Jihan, I appreciate that.
My emotions were really high. Boundary. I got to say.
Take that, Dr. Jihan.
My emotions were really high. Thank you, Dr. Jihan, for the super chat. And not only were they really high, it's great to see your heroes perform when you know they're on their last leg. One of the worst things I remember is, as a fan, is watching Eli Manning, who did the unthinkable and beat the Patriots twice, okay? Eli Manning, who stopped the undefeated season of the Patriots from, going undefeated and winning the Patriots, get benched for Geno Smith because he was so bad. And no athlete ever knows when to quit, guys. Let's just be real. No athlete knows how to quit. Recently, okay, Manny Pacquiao got lit up like a Christmas tree. You really think that Manny Pacquiao in his prime would have destroyed that kid? But guys, age catches up to us all. So Dhoni, I'll be candid. Dhoni has not had the best season. And I'm a CSK fan, and I got to admit, he has not had the best season. I think he's got like 100. Before that, he had maybe 120 runs for the entire season, 130 runs, if that. It was bad. But it was good to see him come through when his team needed him, because you realize these players, their mortality, they only have so long as far as playing, and then it's over.
Listen, I honestly would have no problem if I heard Pont say, we planned for Dhoni to show up in the power play. We planned for Dhoni in the 19th and 20th overs as a batsman. And we felt that Tom Curran was our best bet because of A, B, and C, or A and B, or just A. I would have no problem with that. I really would. But I feel like it was a gut decision. And there's a nice little boundary right there. And gut decisions are great. Sometimes you got to go with your gut, right? But you've got to have a plan. Again, I'm going to go back to the Chargers because I've been really, really impressed with their head coach. This guy plans for everything, and he's a first-year coach. Now, it could be a flash in the pan. Who knows? The Chargers can be a losing season. You have no idea. But you've got to have a plan for the best players. And you can't tell me Dhoni in the death is not one of the best things the IPL has seen for the last 10-plus years. You've got to have a plan, and you let it get away. If your plan was Tom Curran, and that's why you brought him in the side, then that's fine. You die off that. That's what your plan, because you think that's the best situation. Oh. But you've got to know what's coming. You've got to have a plan for it.
How are they throwing wides and no balls in the power play? Come on, KKR. What are you doing?
I love Paddock Cool's discipline right there. How many times we see the guys wave at that when it's close and not be disciplined? They don't want to lose a wicket. They can't lose a wicket in this opening partnership. Very, very disciplined. That was a close ball. No chance for some kind of edge or some nonsense on the wide. I love it.
I will say this. As a KKR fan, I'm concerned for 2 reasons. And they're the 2 flaws so far that RCB has displayed. One, Padicle with the short ball. They've attacked them so far that I've watched with at least 3 short balls, Nick. And he's adjusted from doing that, trying to dip out of the way and getting edged out. And now he's angling his bat and not trying to take a big shot, but just angling his bat and pushing it, whether it's going to be a run or whether it's just going to, fall harmlessly. He's done that 3 times. So if he's able to deal with the short ball, oh my gosh, because Padicle's a monster. Oh my gosh. And the other thing I mentioned on yesterday's stream, and of course Kohli would prove me wrong. Of course. I said Kohli's strike rate has been atrocious, and it has as an opener. Kohli's usually a 140 guy, right? 140, 150. But and because one of the things Kohli does, guys, is he does a lot of running between the wickets, right? He pushes. I remember that one game when him and Padicle, I think it was here at Sharjah, wasn't it, Nick, that they both started and made it all the way to the end, and he had Padicle running back and forth. They were exhausted, stealing. That's how Virat Kohli plays. The last few games, he's taking these huge shots. He's trying to go for 6s. That's not what Virat Kohli does. And he's striking at under like 120. He's in the teens, like 118. That's not what you do.
No, in Kohli, he'll give you that 100 strike rate for the first 20, 30 balls, and then he'll go off and he'll end up with a strike rate of 150. So really, he'll have a strike rate of 200 in the second half of his performance. The thing I like about his performance today is he's not taking needless shots. The last shot he took was not a dangerous shot. It was just a dumb shot selection, in my opinion, and it got them for a single. I think he had an opportunity for a boundary there. But Mavi did a great bounce back in that last over, the last 3 balls, even given the wide. He did a great way of bouncing back after giving 2 early boundaries in that over. KKR's tough competitors. This is not an easy game either way. I'm telling you, this is going to be a slogfest. You're going to see some wickets here. I hope I'm wrong about the second point. But I like where Kohli's at, where his confidence is at. His strike rate's above where it usually is in the first 20 balls. And I'm hoping that he just protects the wicket. That's the ultimate thing, because he knows he can get that scoring going. You survive a few overs from Ferguson, survive a few overs from Chakravarti, because I want to say Chakravarti has gotten Kohli before. You got to survive that. Here's Ferguson again. You got to survive this over in the power play. It's genius by Owen Morgan to send Ferguson out there twice in the power play. You got to do it, and we'll have to see what's going on. But right now, 49 runs with no wickets lost against this KKR bowling attack, I'm feeling very good right now.
I'm not. What's going on here? Why are we going back to Loki Ferguson? Where's Sunil Narine? To your point, Nick, Kohli struggles with spin. Kohli struggles with spin. What are we doing?
I mean, Ferguson's nasty. I'm telling you right now, he's nasty.
There it goes.
That's why he's nasty. That's why he's nasty. What did I just say? You got to survive Ferguson's over. You got to survive it. And they did not survive it right there. Aaliyah Charles, gone. I mean, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And I didn't jinx nothing. I told you the truth. I said what you had to survive. I wouldn't have had a problem if you only got 4 in this over, because you got to survive Ferguson in the power play. You just have to. I didn't jinx nothing whatsoever. But Paddock, he gave you 21-18. You can't do anymore. Get out. Let's get the next guy. If they're sending out Bharat, this is the biggest player right now for RCB, because he can make them from a 3-player team to a 4 or a 5-player team if he can get a good partnership going. So I'm not sure who they're sending out. If they're sending out Bharat, this could be the reason why RCB wins or loses this partnership right here. Kohli, there's no option. You cannot lose your wicket until at least the 12th over. You just can't.
Gabe, eat crow. Listen, you guys are worrying about Paddock. I'm worrying about Kohli, even though I put him as my vice captain. But if somebody's going to destroy KKR, it's going to be Kohli. And Kohli struggles against spin. I need to get Kohli out against spin. He destroys pace. You guys know that. But somebody, I think it was Han, asked me in there, who do I think they should keep? Where's that? Should KKR keep? Where is the question, Han? Oh, here it goes. And I want to hear your opinion on this too, Nick. Should KKR let go of Narine or keep Ferguson? In my opinion, even though I'm a West Indies fan, you go with Ferguson. Ferguson is younger. Narine is oft injured. And you also run the risk of his action now getting him suspended for a few games because it's illegal all of a sudden. So I think you go with Ferguson. What do you think, Nick?
Absolutely. There's not even a question about it. Paddock made a stupid decision going for that on the inside edge. It's 1.5 feet away from the stumps. It's not going to be a wide, but what are you going to do too much? You just push it a little bit. You don't try. I don't know what he was doing, but he lost his wicket. That was unfortunate. Dot for the second ball, a single on the third ball for Ferguson. Ferguson is nasty. I don't know why KKR waited 1.5 seasons before they started playing this guy. That's what I was asking all last season is, why aren't you playing Ferguson? Maybe I don't know anything. You're going with Pat Cummins, the $2 million man. And Pat Cummins, he had a few centuries last year, but in my opinion, he wasn't the difference. Ferguson is nasty, and they're showing replays right now of Bharat going nuts, Maxwell going nuts. We're going to need another one of those performances today. I did not want to lose that wicket in the power play.
KKR fans, let me ask you a question, though. Here's the biggest issue this team has. You can only keep 3. Your best players are Andre Russell, Loki Ferguson, and Patty Cummins. Are you really going to set up a team with are you going to start your team off with 3 international players? Here's the biggest problem. Owen Morgan's probably your worst player right now, and he's your captain. So that's it. You're locked. You can't even go with any other international players. I think they drop Russell, and they may even drop Owen Morgan. Nick, what do you think?
I don't think they'll drop Owen Morgan. I think you're forced. You have to retain him as your captain. You have to, because captaincy is more important than runs and wickets. I don't know if they don't retain him, but then they just are ready to pay top dollar to keep him. But I don't see them not retaining him because he's their captain, unless they're okay with going on to a different captain, right? Say what you want about Morgan. I think he's almost worthless in the IPL, to tell you the truth. He's a great international captain, but he's almost worthless in IPL because he doesn't score runs. He doesn't put himself. We can talk about Dhoni all we want. Morgan is worse than that. He never puts himself up there high in the order.
Worse.
Because he doesn't bowl any balls. He doesn't score any runs. I don't know what he does there besides captain, but he's captained them to a playoff when they were down and out. So that is his value. That is where he makes his money, and you've got to keep him. Whether it's retaining for that third spot and saying you're getting paid the least out of anyone else, but you're still in the squad, or you're going to pay him top dollar in the auction part. I don't see anyone else really going after Morgan in the auction, top dollar, right? Yeah. I mean, maybe someone's desperate for it, but like you said, the Indian star is the top commodity in the IPL. No one's going to pay top dollar unless you're Glenn Maxwell, and that worked out really well for an overseas player that's not producing. Maxwell did not produce at all the year previous, and he produced this year, so you just never know.
Guys, here's the biggest issue. And to your point, Nick, yes, I think they do have their Indian captain. Shubman Gill, the last 2 games, he's put up his half century. He's back in form. You go with your young Indian opener, Shubman Gill, right, as your captain. I know he's young. Everybody's going to tell me in the chat he's young. It doesn't matter. You got to keep an Indian batsman. You got to build your team. You cannot start with 3 international players. You cannot keep both Paddy Cummins or what's this kid's name? Loki Ferguson. You just can't do it. You can't hamstring yourself like that. So I would go with Loki Ferguson because he's cheaper. You pay $2 million for Paddy Cummins. You might be able to get Paddy Cummins back. So in my opinion, you got to keep Shubman Gill, Loki Ferguson, and Andre Russell. But you're still hamstringing yourself with 2 international players. And even though I love KKR, Nick, that's their biggest problem. Their best players are all international. You cannot play all these guys at the same time. So I don't think they should have. There's no way. If they do this, by the way, I'm going to lose my mind at the auction. Full spoiler, if they go back to Narine, Loki Ferguson, and Paddy Cummins, knowing that they have Owen Morgans and can't play all those guys at the same time, I'm going to lose my mind, bro. I'm going to absolutely lose my mind.
And we hope that happens 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to duck out. I've got to go to work. Thank you so much for joining us. Gabe will stay on for a little bit longer, but appreciate you guys joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. RCB all the way. I'm hoping they'll pull it out. I really, really do. If they pull out this win, watch out, DC, but we'll see what happens. Thank you so much, guys.
Nick, give me a quick prediction. 53 for 1. What do you think they score in the first inning? Not win or loss, but what do you think, the way you're reading this pitch, what do you think?
I need them to score 185. The next 5 overs is going to tell the whole story, but I think they'll get like a 163, but I need them to get 185.
In Sharjah?
It's RC. Sharjah has not been Sharjah yet. It has not been Sharjah yet.
That's my point. True. Bro, so, these scores have been like 140, bro. 130.
I think they'll get 163. I will need them to get 185. We'll see.
Wow, greedy guy. I love it.
Need it.
All right, all right, brother. I'll see you at work. Man, I got to say, looking at this right now, I expected this pitch to be a lot slower. And that's what I'm saying. They've already got, almost 60 runs. It needs to slow down, but that means it's going to slow down, unfortunately, for KKR. So is it the pitch is different or... Man, I do not know, man. Gabe, last match KKR did 171. That was, oh yeah, they did. That was against, who did they do it against? I can't remember. But usually they've been about 150, 160 here, right? This is the lowest scoring pitch. Wow. Comment of the day. Up in the air. Is that going to be taken? No. lands harmlessly. This is a comment of the day. Goes to AK. Oh, okay. Okay. He says, Morgan will go to CSK, and yes, he is eligible because he's 35. How dare you? How dare you? I'm actually 41. Would I be eligible? Oh, wow. What just happened there? Run out. Do my eyes deceive me? Run out. Wow. Did he get back? What do you guys think? That looks super close. And oh, so close. I think he's safe. So close. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Whose fault was that, by the way? Come on. Not out. Darn it. Whose fault was that? Was that Kohli's fault or was that Bharat's fault? Is it not Columbus Day in Vegas? Yeah, it's Columbus Day in Vegas. I don't like to get into political stuff, right? I don't like to get into political stuff. I don't like to get into anything like that. But Columbus Day stopped being a holiday in Vegas. Not in Vegas, I mean in America. Probably over the maybe 15 years now in the school districts, maybe a little bit longer. When I was a kid, there was no school. But it is Columbus Day today. Actually, is the beginning of parent-teacher conferences, which is what we like to call Teacher Christmas. And Nick's got some early morning meetings. My first meeting is until 8:30. So I'll be able to hang out for a few more with you guys on the stream. But, oh, yeah, I love it. Turning Point says it's never Kohli's fault. That's hilarious. Well, I mean, he almost got ran out there. And that's one of the things I have noticed with Kohli. He's involved in a lot of runouts and he's aggressive, right? He likes to take a lot of runs. And that's actually when he's at his best, though. When he's trying to take big shots and he's trying to score big boundaries and sixes, he's terrible. But when he's doing great running across the wickets, which is why he's so good usually with Padikkal when Padikkal's on, because they'll steal those quick runs, those 2 runs, and that's how Virat Kohli beats you. He beats you with his legs as well. So, like I said, we haven't seen that Kohli usually. We'll see what happened. Are you trying to avoid parent-teacher meetings by dressing as a lumberjack? It's cold out here, hon. It's Brick City. Why you think Nick is sick, man? It's freezing in Vegas. And freezing only means it's like maybe in the 60s, but that's cold for us. Columbus Day was scrapped after it was discovered that the Vikings. Yeah, no, that's not when it was scrapped. It was because some of the historians kind of looked into Christopher Columbus and his practices, how he interacted with the native people here in America and in the Caribbean where he actually landed. A lot of people think he didn't land in America, guys. I'm sorry. For those of you that don't know, he actually landed in the Caribbean, La Isla de Española, which ended up becoming Dominican Republic, funny enough, where I'm from. But, yeah. It's burning there in India. Man, can we get some of that heat? Because it's Brick City out here, man. I hate the cold. Raj says he used to play all kinds of shots running between the wickets before. He had become less aggressive in batting in the last 2 years.
He's already awake.
Good. He says, Gabe, believe me, you don't want Indian heat. Guys, I'm from the Caribbean, man. It gets hot in Dominican Republic, right? It gets brick. I mean, it gets really, really hot. Toasty. Same thing in Vegas. We get some heat out here. I mean, we get into the triple digits, 118, 119. There's no humidity, though. That's a good thing. And, man, I'd rather be hot than cold. I'll tell you that much. Oh, it's sticky, though. I hate the humidity. Come on, man. Oh, all right, give me an honest objective because I cannot be objective. Yesterday, that game was really, It took a lot out of me. I'm not going to lie. That was an emotional game for me yesterday. And I'm watching this game right now. What do you guys think? 60 for 1 right now is where we're at. 60 for 1 in the 8th over. So, I mean, the scoring has slowed down some. I'll take the scoring slowing down some. Virat Kohli's at a 135 strike rate, coming down a little bit. Bahat seems to be struggling a little bit, or maybe he's just trying to establish a partnership with Kohli. But luckily, the scoring has dried up because the power play absolutely killed KKR. I think KKR need to keep this under 150. If they can keep it to 140, it's chaseable. But in the second innings here, they got to keep it under 140. They just have to. There's no way they can go to 160. Not in the second innings. Not chasing here in Sharjah. On these pitches, brutal. Also interesting that so far you haven't seen Sunil Narine, Narine is, I mean, come on. This guy's a master at squeezing and keeping that run rate low. Todos, I mean, right now they got Varun Chakravarti. I'm assuming eventually they're going to go to Narine, use those spinners in the middle overs, keep the run rate low, and try and get Kohli, because Kohli's the biggest wicket. And his biggest weakness is spin. Nicely played there. I get cooled down a lot easier when it's hot. That's hilarious. It's going to be under 100. Kohli pumps Narine. Is that true? I don't know head-to-head matchups as well as you guys do. Again, I haven't been following the game. I just know that Kohli's weakness is spin. But does Kohli struggle against, does the Narine struggle against Kohli? That is so weird how some players just, even though, let's say, we know Kohli struggles against spin, but he'll still see Narine well and pump him. 62 for 1, 62 with 1 loss after 8 overs. 8 overs. Very interesting game so far. Again, that power play, man, whew. You know, when you're chasing here, you know you want to keep it the run rate low. And luckily, they've done that in the in the last 3 innings. Because in the first 5 innings, they gave up, 50 runs, basically. But they've only given up 12 total since the 5th inning. And I'll take that. Keep that run rate low. And let's be honest, not expected KKR. They don't even have Dre Russell. But guys, KKR hasn't had Dre Russell. I know what you're saying. And that was my main concern. They need Andre Russell as that big bat. But KKR has been good over the last, especially in the second half. And if I'm not mistaken, Dre Russell only played 1 game in the second half. Was it 1 or 2? Let me know in the chat. You guys are way better than I am at maintaining stats. I think he's only played 1 or 2 games in the second half. That's what Renel's saying. KKR was winning without Russell anyways. So, again, it's nice to have that bat, but we'll see what happens. Gabe, what about IPL Finals? Full stream? Full disclosure, we both work on Friday. We'll definitely be streaming full stream, only if I can end up getting a sub, man, because it's tough. I want to try and get a sub, but we'll see what happens. Okay, Kohli struggles against spin is an overrated opinion. Nobody says that here, usually because you don't become a world-class batsman struggling against spin. Interesting. And you got to understand, too, most of our knowledge, A, comes from what we've seen, and I have seen him be dismissed a few times against spin, but B, we also listen to a lot of the commentators when they're talking, and they say that that's his weakness. But that's interesting that that's your opinion. Prediction, Russell gonna play 3rd IPL final this year. Interesting. He I'm worried because Russell, they haven't even they talked about him working out, but they still not talking about being fit. I don't know if he's even gonna make it, guys, to the World T20 Championship, guys. You got to understand, it is tough. I mean, guys, once again, it is super tough. Super tough. I repeat, super tough to come back from an injury, especially when you get older. And man, I remember Trey was down like 2 weeks with a pulled hammy, and we did everything to get that kid right. And he's a young kid. Here comes Narine. We took him to cryotherapy. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but they come in and put you in a big, like a big cooling tent, basically. Only your head's out. It drops like negative 190 degrees. Then we did compression therapy. We had him going to a physical therapist. This happened over the summer because he had gotten hurt. And he had so many things he had to do. We're like, oh, gosh, this kid can't go down now. And it took almost 2 weeks to get him right. And he's a young kid. I mean, older you get, the harder it is to bounce back from injuries, man. Gabe, read my previous comments. There goes a single off of Narine. There goes a single off of Narine. Through. Gabe, what if the principal finds your channel? And? I didn't say I was sick. I'm just saying I'm trying to get a sub. I can take off for whatever reason I want to take off. That's my business. We do have personal days. Bharat should go big. So here's the thing. Bharat's big benefit is that he can go ahead and establish a partnership. And the fact that Padikkal fell early, you don't want to have to bring in Glenn Maxwell, honestly, until the death. Because can he play a longer innings? He can. But I think that because RCB has struggled in the middle order, and let's be honest, if you're an RCB fan, the alien is still not the alien. Usually you say throw Glenn Maxwell out there, and then whatever else is needed, ABD can get into depth. That hasn't been ABD, not this year. So, and there goes that wicket. Bharat tries to go big and goes down. Who was talking about my boy Sunil Narine? Narine, baby. Let's go. Let's go. The kid called it. Narine, baby. Oh, Han. Sunil Narine these days, not much set up a down. Huh? What? What, Han? I can't hear you. Huh? Huh? Oh, Narine. Oh, Narine. Let's go to work. Taking them wickets, baby. Taking those wickets. Listen. I'm telling you. Sunil Narine, I do not know why. Sunil Narine is an absolute savage this year. Last year, he struggled when they made him change his action. And maybe it just took him a while to figure out how to take wickets with that action. Matter of fact, so I don't know. I can't do the research as quick as you guys do. 83 in the chat, please. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Did Narine take a wicket after he came back from that suspension because of his action last year when he changed it? I don't think he took a wicket. Not a one. Not a one. As a matter of fact, he got benched. See, they stopped playing him after a while. So he came back this year, and man, he's reinvented himself with that action. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what he's done. Renil says, Gabe, it's true. Narine is not the same bowler like before, but he can still get wickets. If this isn't a bad Narine, oh my gosh, I'd be hard pressed to see a good one. Yeah, this is an impressive bad Narine. Are you kidding me? Oh, Narine. Owen Morgan, great pick there. Great pick there. Maxwell, that's right, my mush pick. Maxwell, my mush pick. When he's not allowed to chuck, Narine is very ordinary. I don't understand what you're talking about, Lewis. People keep talking about him chucking the ball. I don't see it. But I get it. You guys have been watching cricket so much longer than I have. And to the naked eye, like, I know what a bulk is in baseball. A lot of parents lose their minds when people, especially in high school games, call bulks, right? And to make a long story short, a bulk is where you start your action, right? Once you're set, you cannot move unless you're just checking on a base with your head, but there cannot be no body movement because the base runner is taught to look at your body, right? Look at your feet and look at your shoulders to see if you're going to spin and try to throw them out. You can't deceive the base runner. So that's what a bulk is. That's a simple explanation. And guys have some kind of action, especially lefties, where they'll start but then throw to the base or whatever. People try to call that a bulk. It's not. So I cannot tell what you mean by chucking the ball. But what I know is I've seen Narine be nasty 2 years, and then they made him change his delivery, then he couldn't get wickets, and this year he's back to getting wickets and being very economical. But it's amazing. You guys telling me he was better than this, much better than this? It's crazy. It's crazy. Gabe, he throws the ball, just accept it. They all throw the ball. What do you mean? That's bowling. You throw the ball. I don't understand. Do you think West Indies made a mistake leaving off the team? I made that argument yesterday or the day before yesterday, and apparently they said that Narine made himself unavailable. Then other people were saying that he didn't pass the fitness test. If he was available, I think it's a mistake. Because as you can see, spin is going to play big here in the UAE, and Narine has experience. So we'll see what happens. I don't think you called it the disqualifier match. Did I call it disqualifier match? I might have. Gabe, react to videos of Narine. You'll be blown away by how good he used to be. Why is it not showing it? Oh, you will see what we're all saying when you compare him to how he is now. You know what? I actually haven't reacted to too many Narine videos. I got to do that. I'm gonna see if we could try to get that in for Cricket Tuesday. I know we got something planned for today, but maybe next Cricket Tuesday. Because like I said, I watch other bowlers who struggle to get wickets, and I see how he's done it so well earlier this year, and then this year so far, and what he did earlier last year before they made him change his action. And I'm like, man, yes, please, let me get a little bit more of this. Oh man. All right, Renell. I definitely will do that. Definitely will do that. Right now, 78 for 2, 10 overs in the books. I got one more over before I've got to go after this, which will get me into the 11th over. And I want to see, well, this is the 11th over, I should say, get me into the 12th over. And I want to see what they end up with. Again, Shakib Al-Hassan, right? 4 overs. He just finished his overs. Guys, this is the value of Owen Morgan. Using his players in the right position, using them at the right time, and putting these guys in a position to struggle offensively. Think about this. It was 59 with 1 loss after the power play, 6 overs. In the last 5 overs, they've literally scored 20 runs because they're 79 for 2 now and lost the wicket. Holy cow. Holy cow. That's bowling, and that is the kind of performance that's going to make these guys panic and I think get themselves out. Now, I hope that this isn't saying how bad of a pitch this is, because then that's ominous also for KKR. But as far as the bowling is concerned, Narine, 4 economy rate and got himself a wicket. Shakib Al-Hassan, 4 overs, 24 runs, no wickets, but 6 economy rate. That is just a thing of beauty, guys. That is just a thing of beauty. And they know how to bowl on these pitches. That's why I thought their biggest advantage was the fact that they had just played on here. But 20 runs in 5 overs, 20 runs basically in 5 overs, and they lost the wicket. That ain't good. That ain't good. If you're an RCB fan, you can't be happy about that. You can't be happy about that. So for me, I'm feeling good. I just don't want the pitch to be this bad, moving forward, because maybe this is also saying what kind of pitch it is. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it the pitch or is it the bowling, or a combination of the both? Yep, Loki back in the attack. I think I would have went back to Narine there. Throw in the sense that he bends his arm. Okay, and I get it because, yes, you bend your arm in baseball, so that's why it doesn't look that weird to me. And you're supposed to keep your arm relatively straight in cricket. These wides are killing me. Gabe, Narine bowled a maiden over in the super over. Did you know? I did not know. Don Antonio, let me find your comment. My West Indies boy. Narine is the only bowler that bowled a maiden on super over. Check it out. Yeah, that might be one of the videos I check out. That might be one of the videos I check out. I'm telling you. And I'm impressed with him. So if he was better than this, it's crazy to me. Did he get him? Come on. What do you guys think? That looks straight to me. Come on. Show the replay. Gabe, at his peaks, Narine was, wow, Shane Warner level with the wrongin'? Wow. Show the replay. These umpires are terrible. He's got him. That's straight in line. That is not outside impact. He's got him. That's low enough. No bat was on that. Challenge! They didn't challenge it? What? Am I missing something? That's Glenn Maxwell. That's the second biggest wicket. It would have been. Look how close. I hate that umpire's call. If he had called it a wicket, then it would have been a wicket because it's umpire's call. Later, Trey. Drive safe. It was missing leg barely. Not that out, Gabe. Oh, man. Glenn Maxwell. And that's why I put him as a captain. Because I said if they win, it's going to be on the back of the Big Show and Varun Kohli. And, oh, man. At least it'll help my fantasy team. But you got to get his wicket. That was out umpire call. Yeah, if the umpire had called it out, then it would have been out. That's why I hate umpires call, guys. Watch Nasser Hussain's video on Sky about umpires call. Prime Narine was nothing else. Was savage batsman, had no clue which way the ball turned. That's hilarious. Yes, he passed his driver's license. He got his license. Ooh, what a ball by Loki Ferguson. What a ball. Guys, is Loki Ferguson a legit? And I'm going to get crushed right now in the comments, but I've never cared about saying dumb stuff. Loki Ferguson looks to me as good as Paddy Cummings did last year. Is he Paddy Cummings level? Here comes all the Australian fans to crush me. He does not belong. I know one thing. There's no way this guy should have been sitting for the last year and a half just waiting for an opportunity to play. He is nasty. There goes a boundary. People are saying Cummings better than Ferguson. I got a couple Loki better than Cummings in T20. Yeah, Cummings is a better test bowler. But I'm just saying, Ferguson isn't like a secondary guy. He's a frontline guy, at least in T20. Man, I didn't realize how good Loki Ferguson was because he just didn't get enough time to play. I will tell you when I became a Loki Ferguson fan, and it was during the Super Over. Remember that, Renil? Super Over! My man came out in the Super Over. He got himself, I think, 2 wickets in the Super Over and literally defended, I think it was like 5 runs or something like that. It was insane. This guy is a savage. Oh, Loki. Oh. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. I've got meetings to get to as well. So much love. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Narine back in the attack. Hopefully Azad will be streaming. If not, Later on, look out for our 3 wickets as we discuss this big match. Nick will be on there. I know you guys were calling for Nick yesterday. Sorry he couldn't be there. And yeah, keep on keeping it frosty, people. Until next time, that's 6 runs.